I guarantee you, you did not work this hard to end up in the wrong Texas zip code. So you need to know up front, buying a home in these Texas cities could destroy your equity, could drain your cash flow, and leave you stuck in a market that nobody wants and potentially with a house that you can't sell. So if you're looking to move to Texas, here's the danger zones. Know them before you move here. So let's start with the big picture. You see videos on YouTube that's like everybody's leaving Texas, and that's not right. The market's correcting a little bit, but Texas overall is still gaining residents every year. And truth of the matter is, there are some cities that are cracking under the pressure right now. Most of the reasons behind this are absolutely exploding insurance costs, flood risks are posing some issues, but exploding inventory and investors pulling back are some of the biggest reasons that these cities are starting to slow down. And all these things together are combining to turn some of Texas's most amazing places into huge potential traps. So if you're upsizing, downsizing, relocating, investing, doesn't matter. This list has the potential to save you $100,000 or more. So let's get on with it. Here are the 7 worst markets for you to buy a house in Texas in 2025. And this list is based on real-time data, housing trends, and structural risks that most buyers will never even know exist. Okay, let's start this list with number 7. We're going to work to number 1. So the number 7 city is Killeen. Now, you may not have heard of Killeen. Killeen's an area, we'll call it between Dallas and Austin. That's just the easiest way for most people to understand where Killeen is. The biggest driver of housing in Killeen is Fort Hood. It's a giant army base. It's been there for a long time, and that's one of the reasons that it's on the list. The biggest issue right now is inventory is up more than 50% over last year, and days on market is well over 3 months at this point. And like most other areas that rely heavily on military bases, if there's a massive deployment or if there's budget cuts, the demand could absolutely vanish overnight. And then when you combine that with underfunded schools, infrastructure that's starting to deteriorate at this point, and a weak retail segment, you've got a really, really fragile ecosystem that most buyers don't know exist. So if you're in the military and you're PCSing to Killeen, okay, that's one thing. But if you're just a normal person, you were thinking about Killeen, you may want to think twice about it. Before I jump into number 6, guys, if you need help moving to Texas, let me know. Now, I personally specialize in Central Texas around the Austin area, but if you need help in any other part of Texas, reach out to me. I've got agents that I know all over the place and lenders as well, and I can put you in contact with local people who really, really understand these housing markets. All right, number 6 on the list, Corpus Christi, Texas, city by the sea. And parts of Corpus Christi are absolutely beautiful until you get your flood insurance premium quote. We've had some tropical storms and hurricanes hit in the area, and when they hit anywhere on the coast, all insurance companies raise premiums anywhere around water. And if you're dreaming of a waterfront home, we're talking premiums of $5,000 to $7,000 a year. Can you imagine dropping an extra $600 a month just on storm insurance? And when you combine that with aging housing, there's not a lot of new construction going on, flat wage growth, and rising maintenance costs, that coastal waterfront dream starts looking like a massive riptide that you want to avoid at all costs. All right, number 5, Lubbock, Texas. There's an old country song. Happiness is Lubbock, Texas in my rearview mirror. And I know I've got a lot of friends who went to Texas Tech, absolutely love Lubbock, but number 5 on our list, there's things that you got to know about Lubbock. The biggest problem is during the boom of COVID, Lubbock builders completely overbuilt, and right now they're paying the price. Builders are tossing in massive buy downs, steep discounts. Hell, they're throwing in appliances in every house. But the problem is, no matter what they do, buyers are not biting. They are getting a lot of over inventory in Lubbock right now. Some of the biggest issues is outside of education and healthcare, jobs are extremely limited in Lubbock. So wages have gone stagnant, and when you've got this big buildup of inventory in homes, your prices start going down pretty fast. So unless you're looking for a really good investment property that you can get for a steal, you may want to look somewhere other than Lubbock. All right, number 4 is actually crazy to me because this town was the crown jewel of Texas during COVID. Frisco, Texas, just north of Dallas. But the issue in 2025 is inventory is up 80% over last year. That shine is quickly wearing off. Developers completely overreached because they thought the boom was never going to end. And some of the worst things about Frisco is HOAs are going up. The tax liability is really high, but prices are being slashed right now because of that oversupply. And when you take taxes and HOA fees going up into account, the cost of living in Frisco is going up real fast, and investors are getting real nervous about it. And at the end of the day, Frisco is still beautiful. beautiful, and they've got some amazing, amazing amenities that they've put in place. But the problem is the value proposition has completely shifted in 2025. Number three worst city in Texas, and again, like Corpus Christi, because of the flood risk, Pasadena, Texas. Now, unless you're getting a job in one of the chemical plants and you have to move to Pasadena, again, take heed of the warning because there's some really big risks associated with it right now. The thing about Pasadena is the majority of the area sits in FEMA high flood prone areas. After a couple of the hurricanes, again, insurance prices went way up. And when lenders pull back, that means the prices are going to start to drop. They're off almost 10% since last year. So Pasadena used to be what was considered a blue collar gateway into Houston, but right now it's a high liability area with long-term risk. All right, number two, and this one's really difficult, is El Paso. And the reason it's so difficult is El Paso's got heart, it's got heritage, it's a really cool area, but geographically it's seriously isolated. And this goes back to what I was mentioning earlier. I don't practice in El Paso. If you're looking to move to El Paso, let me know. I've got agents out there. But it is the farthest west tip of Texas if you're not familiar with where it is. So in addition to that isolation, inventory is up over 60%, and there's just not enough local buyers to absorb that inventory. Now, because of that, investors, they've hauled butt. Wages are completely flat, and the development out there is completely stalled. So without a major population growth or job growth, this area is just stuck. And when you've got an entire market that's so isolated, that stuck, appreciation is almost unheard of. So again, El Paso, not a real good look right now. Now, before I get on to number one, I want to let you know when I'm done with this, I've got three areas that are actually growing even in this market. So I'm going to tell you some spots you may want to check out. So stick around even after I talk about number one. And number one, as much as I hate to say it, is a place that I've lived since 99, Austin, Texas. You've heard it. People moved to Austin and now they're hauling butt because it's just a shell of what it used to be. Home values in some zip codes are off 15% from last year, and inventory is going through the roof right now. We've had tech layoffs, we've got high property taxes, Airbnbs are being restricted, so the investors are starting to get out. The city is hitting an absolute wall. And the downtown area, again, it's not what it used to be. And when you look at all the buildings that are going up, you think there's a lot of stuff going on, but the condo market downtown is just absolutely, it's just dark. So if you're not moving here for lifestyle or for your family, the ROI game is gone. If you're looking to invest in Austin and make a lot of money, don't do it. If they're accessible to you here for what you're looking for, job, lifestyle, whatever, definitely check out these three markets. The first area is Georgetown and Round Rock. And while I was just talking bad about Austin, these are suburbs just to the north side of Austin, and they're still booming. You've got a lot of different job opportunities up there, and the housing market is still going strong. And they're still attracting two big buyers. One is corporate relocation, and the other one's retirees. So Round Rock, Georgetown, that's a good one to look at. Another one growing right now is College Station, Texas. I love it, home of Texas A&M, and the market out there is really, really good and getting stronger as we go along. Not only do you have the university, but you've got corporate development out there, and that corporate development and institutional investments coming there because you've got a lot of young, educated people coming out of the university. Anytime you get those things working together, that's always going to drive long-term value. And the third one is probably a place you've never heard of, and again, just like Austin and me talking that it's not one of the better ones, and I mentioned Frisco as another one that's just kind of hit a wall. Princeton, Texas, north of DFW. It's seeing a huge boom right now with budget conscious buyers. And that's kind of what everybody's looking for right now with interest rates, isn't it? These are the people that are being priced out of McKinney and Frisco. Inventory's tight in Princeton, which is always going to drive prices up. And in addition to that, one of the main people reasons move is because of schools. Princeton schools are getting a lot better. And you know this is happening because the builders are getting bullish on Princeton right now. So those are the three markets that you need to look at, the 7 markets that I would avoid right now. And again, if you're looking to move to this area, give me a ring. I'd love to help you out.